The war in Ukraine is home-hitting, as for those who don't know, that's where my heritage lies. My own distant family and connections are submerged within this war. But let me take you back almost 5 years ago in history, and introduce you to my story and my time I spent in Ukraine.
Phone has just died. The boarding closes in 2 minutes. My boarding pass is on my phone, so I'm literally trying at the moment.
I headed to the capital of Ukraine for an adventure. I planned to travel all the way to Istanbul with no money. I shared a taxi with a fellow traveller, and I went into a hotel lobby with the plans to sleep on a sofa for the night. However, that didn't last long, as in the early hours security kicked me out onto the street.
5:36 in the morning. That hotel really did not want me there. I just have nowhere to sleep.
The sleep deprivation ransacked my body. I decided to use my time and just go on a long walk.
I think it's 20 to 7 in the morning now. Still in the centre of this beautiful Kiev. Cameras do not do their justice for the centre of Kiev. Oh my goodness. It's absolutely beautiful in the daylight, and the cameras just don't do their justice at all.
Whilst exploring the architecture, I hatched a plan. I'd find a bus and leave the city, and this came to fruition when I found a bus route that headed to Odessa, Ukraine. I snuck on a train and I headed for the bus station, but I had no idea how I'd get on. That's when I saw a group of people climbing on the bus. I tried my luck and followed them on. It worked.
I'm telling you something, that photographer I got the taxi into Kiev with would absolutely have loved these views. I've also been donated some money by a fellow subscriber of mine.
Odessa, another beautiful city delved within Ukraine. Today was an interesting one, as it started with me becoming face to face with the Ukrainian army.
And then 2 soldiers turned up with guns, and I'm just like, English?
I then ended up in a diplomat's car who drove me around the city and opened me up a Ukrainian bank account. I really don't know how I get myself in these situations. Using the money donated to me, I booked myself a Harry Potter themed hostel. This cost less than $1, and in the morning I had a shower, I stroked the hostel owner's cat, and I headed out to the motorway as I planned to go hitchhiking to another country.
Come on, anyone.
After failing the local roads, I headed on a long walk out of the city. I was aiming for a specific motorway which was around 20 kilometers away. This motorway in particular connects directly to 2 countries, Romania and Moldova.
Just Romania, just get me out of the country, come on. No, no, no.
I attempted to hitchhike into the night, however my plan failed, and no one picked me up at all. It was getting later, and I needed somewhere to sleep. I found a pallet, and I prepared for a night on the side of the motorway in November of 2018.
Wall here and a wall here, which means we're blocked in. As you can see, I'm kind of wrapped up in my jacket. I might grab my other pair of trackies out. I'm actually not too bad. Like, it's a firm sleep on the wood, but I mean, it's better than being on the rock. It's 1 in the morning. It's actually pretty freaking cold. Yeah, it actually is. This wood's cold.
The night became so cold that I ended up walking back to Odessa. I headed into a Domino's pizza and I blagged myself a free muffin. This was the first thing I'd eaten in a while.
I found a bus company online and they showed PDFs of their tickets. So what I did was I downloaded it, sent it to myself, and then edited the PDF to make it look like an official bus ticket.
Greasy, hungry, and cold. I had a fake bus ticket to Bulgaria, and I had absolutely no idea if this was going to work.
English.
No photograph this big. Maximum.
This was my fate. Maximum capacity, no entry, this ticket did not work. The guy at the bus sent me to an office and I had no clue what to do, so I followed his orders. I went there, I showed them my ticket, and I guess it's good for this circumstance to be in Ukraine having a Ukrainian surname, as when I showed them the bus ticket, they thought I was someone else, and they gave me an actual ticket. A ticket to get me on this bus and out of Odessa. As my plan was to head to Istanbul, this ticket would get me as far as Varna, Bulgaria.
Currently at a bus stop en route. We're back in the Ukraine because we have to go Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, because that's how the layouts of the land is.
Leaving Ukraine couldn't have been more difficult. I guess I threw up some red flags having a Ukrainian surname whilst holding an EU passport and situated on a bus of Russians. The soldiers didn't really like that. And yet my journey in Ukraine was over, my adventure was not, as I was heading for Istanbul in Turkey. I did make it there in the end, and this no money challenge, which I did just for fun, was absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad I got to visit the country before the war happened, and I got to see it for the beauty it really is. I witnessed so much love, laughter, forgiveness and loss. Ukraine is a place to cherish, and I did plan to go back there, but the pandemic happened, followed by the war, which has recently passed its 1-year anniversary. I hope I get to go back to Ukraine one day, and I hope you'll get to visit there too.